Shut up and sit down.
Hello, listeners. This is the first time I'm ever going to introduce the podcast, but this is the first time it's ever happened.
Oh,
do you know that?
Yes. When you said first, I was like, only.
Hey, what's this podcast called?
I thought you wanted to do it.
Do
it then.
I forgot.
You really forgot.
This is called Don't You Hate It. Don't you hate it
Yes.
when you forget the podcast name?
Damn, don't you?
I'm your host, Heather Bowling.
Oh, and I guess I'm the guest star, Sam.
You
Sam
can be a co-host.
Huygens.
The
Sam-
co-host of the host.
I'm what? The co-host of the host?
Yes.
I guess that's what it's called. Like Jimmy Fallon and some Higgins. Do you know him? Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Jimmy Fallon's got a little doodad, and I don't know what his intentions are, but he sits in a box on the corner of the stage.
A lot of
Steve Higgins.
Okay, a lot of late night talk show hosts or whatever have like an extra little guy that's just there to like laugh at their jokes and back them up.
That's what? Oh, I know. Jimmy Fallon has the roots.
Yes.
Who am I thinking of?
I don't know.
I have a
There's
confession.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Yes, I don't. I'd never watched Jimmy Kimmel because he always
Neither did I.
he always reminded me of my chemistry teacher.
I thought you loved your chemistry
Well, I
teacher.
do, but I don't want a fake idol.
You're right. Never mind. Oh my god. I'd rather just praise the real one.
Yes.
Who's the other one? Who are the other ones?
Well,
Who else has a show?
We mustn't forget our Lord and Savior, David Letterman. I have a confession, Rick. Actually,
You didn't watch David Letterman?
I've never watched David Letterman, unless there was another person that he was interviewing, like Tim Honks or something.
Yay! Thank you, Tim Honks. That's I'm gonna name a goose after him, Tim Honks.
I love that so much. Have you seen that Family Guy episode
No.
where it was like, guess that celebrity, and it was an obvious cutout of Tom Hanks,
Oh.
and Peter Griffin's like, oh, I know this one. It's Tim Honks.
Oh, did
and
he
then it
actually
said
say
Tom
that?
Hanks, and he's like, who?
Tim Honks.
Yeah. Anyway.
On this podcast, we stan Tom Hanks.
We do. I had never understood that. Is that an acronym for something?
Sure.
Would you like to share with the class?
I don't.
We-
I would not like to.
We sexually transmit
No.
Arnold Norris.
Arnold Norris.
You know.
Oh shit! I
From
think.
Greatest Hits says, you know that one. And yeah, I forgot.
No. You are good at that though.
What?
Doing my little license plate game.
Yeah,
Because I'm a white person.
Oh, this is a fact.
I'm in fact white. Our listeners may not know that. I'm in fact a white woman.
Whenever Heather and I are in the car, and like nowadays it's less common to see like the letters mixed in with the numbers, I noticed. But now it's just 2 letters and then a bunch of numbers. So like if we saw AN, we'd be like Audio Neurotica.
Audio novice.
Audio Novice or Alex Nephews. Or I want to get one that makes sense.
I know.
This
Aaron
kid-
Neville.
Aaron Neville?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Air Noise.
Eh.
Why isn't that our podcast name?
Air noise?
Air Noise.
Honestly, it should be.
That should be a band name.
It's like
hey, if anyone's thinking about a band name, Air Noise, that's what it is.
It's like ear biscuits.
That's Air Noise.
Air noise.
Um,
My little giggle should not peak.
yeah.
I don't know why it is.
I don't want to fix that because it's going to bother something, but let me see if I can while I have the headphones on. Hold on one sec. So,
Stop! Every time you make noises like that, I'm like, please, Bibi, do not watch this.
what, pee-pee?
No. Well, technically,
What do you mean technically?
because she is my grandmother, and so she is a grandparent.
What a woman. For those who watched previous episodes in the past, because they were previous,
Please don't. If you have watched them, thank you. But
those
if you're thinking of not watching them, well, technically,
starting fresh.
sure.
That is now.
Just don't.
Now is the new
don't
fresh.
listen to those. Yes.
Now is the new old.
I'm gonna like these maybe a little more.
They now I actually understand how to work these microphones,
Exactly.
which I didn't in the past. So this might, hopefully, will be much better in quality and content. We're starting this a new season, including the one before this with our guest Ali, my cousin.
Husband.
My husband.
That's when you marry your cousin.
Yeah, my husband. So I'm hoping that this one will be just a tad bit better, or plentiful amounts of better. But yes, welcome to Don't You Hate It. There was something else I wanted to talk about, but it's gone again.
I have a list.
Oh no. I was at a family reunion recently with my family.
Oh my god, they were there too?
Do you know what we did?
What'd you do?
We reunited. That's the word, reunion.
God damn
And
it.
I accidentally told many people about this podcast, which probably was not the best option because at the time we didn't, I don't know, some of them are good, but there's like little bits of gold in with the shit.
Yes.
So I told my Uncle Dave about it. Not really Uncle Dave, I don't know. Dave Chong, if you're listening to this, tips hat to you. But I was like, yeah, if you want to check out our podcast, it's called Don't You Hate It. And he's like, all right, I'll try to remember that. And then later on, I was talking about it with someone else, and he was also there. And he was like, yeah, what's it called again? Like, you hate to see it or something?
You hate
and I'm
to
like,
see it.
yeah, that's what it is. No. And I tried to correct it. But for that reason, I feel like our name, our show name, so that's what a seal says.
Go. Oh my god.
Our show name is kind of difficult to remember because there's many variations that mean the exact same thing. Don't you hate it? You hate to see it? Or you love to see it? Whatever. We're done with that part.
Thank you.
Segment over.
Great.
Heather, do you want to slide a convo, a topic? Oh my.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
So, I have some topics.
Some gold.
Let me just work. Okay, so I have bathroom, working out, ringtones, and braces. All good things. Let's start with bathroom. Today, picture this, a scene. Me going into the bathroom, just, minding my own business. And then in storms this woman who I hope is having a good day. I don't know, maybe she was just excited. I hope she wasn't upset. She seemed upset by the amount of noise she was making. She came into the stall right next to me. No one else was in the entire bathroom.
Well, I'm sorry, hold on. She came into the stall with you?
No.
That's what you just said.
Stop it. Okay,
no,
whatever.
You said
she went into the stall
she
that was
between my legs.
Shut up. She went into the into the stall right next to me, and I was like, I didn't say anything, obviously, because that would be rude. But in my head, I was like, why would you choose that one? Why would you just... You're supposed to know what to do. And, she just, she hit all three walls, around her. Not the back one. Maybe she did. I don't know. I can't tell where sounds come from, as we've discovered.
She's deaf.
I am deaf, yes. And, she was just like she was having a little mosh pit in there. I don't know. And then she slammed her backpack down, and I was like, oh my god. And she ripped off her belt, sat down, and it was fine. And I thought it was gonna be an emergency, and that's why she came in so bad. And I was like, no, that sounds completely normal.
Did you hear the bell, the chingling, and then the as the belt pulls through all different loops?
She didn't take it off, but she just kind of that's the only way I could describe her violently undoing her belt. And then she did her business, but it sounded no rush at all. And I, to be perfectly
maybe she
candid,
was very excited to
maybe she was
excrete.
super excited to use the toilet, but she she did that, and then once she was done, she just quickly got her things together and put her belt back on, whatever, and then was just hitting all the walls again, took her backpack, hit those walls again, like ripped open the door and like ran out of the bathroom.
Oh.
She didn't even like wash her hands, and then she turned the light off.
Pet peeve time.
You don't like it when people don't wash their hands.
I really don't like when people wash their don't. If you wash your hands, disgusting. No, if you don't wash your hands, I used to do it as a young child. I'll admit it, and that's why I can hate it. For example,
I've been there. I've done that. I don't like it.
I hate like spectating people's bathroom. What's the word I'm looking for?
Habits.
Yes, but when I notice that somebody doesn't wash their hands, they go in, they pee, they get out. I angry. Okay, but if you go out and you put hand sanitizer on afterwards, that's cool.
I try to
dig
tell
it.
myself that that's what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, honestly, but my brother, sorry Max, I'm throwing you under the bus for this one.
Oh no.
He I don't know what he was doing before and after, but he went to the bathroom and I heard him pee, and then I heard him flush the toilet, and then right after the toilet flushed, I saw him or I didn't hear him, or I did not see him. I heard him open the door. Is that correct? I heard him open the door. Yeah, that's right. And then walk out, and I'm like, I didn't hear any water run, unless like simultaneously while he was urinating, he was also washing his hands, which is unlikely, but not impossible because I did it once.
You're in a rush.
I don't
Oh my
know what
God.
I was doing. I think I just wanted to see if I could.
You know what?
Speaking of which, if I can guarantee that most guys have done this. Y'all. I tried to put you guys together and went guys.
I feel like I've done that before.
I was like, have you guys ever tried to see how far back from the toilet you can stand while peeing, whether it be a toilet or a urinal? If you haven't, try it. But my record's 6.5 feet, by the way. But judging by the tiles on the floor. But you start peeing, and then quickly, because you have a limited stream, you have to start backing up, but not too quick, because else you're just gonna pee on the wall or on the floor. And if you do that, shame on you, clean it up. But also don't give yourself a hernia, because if you push too hard, you'll definitely get yourself a hernia, or at least a stomach
I
ache.
cannot relate to this.
No,
at
you
all.
can't, and don't try, please. I hear that women have bad aim.
I will not do it. Don't
So, yes, if you're a guy and you haven't done it, please try, and put in the comments how far you've. No, don't do this. But just.
Don't worry, no one comments anyways.
I will ask if I meet you, or when I meet you, or see you again. If you do it and you're like, Sam, I did it. I'm gonna first be like, what did you do, and why are you telling me? But once you remind me, I'll be like, oh yes, and what was your distance? Anyway. You weren't done with your story, I don't think. No, yeah, she just ran out of the bathroom and you were scared.
Yeah, but she turned off the light.
There it was.
And I
yes.
was like, excuse me. She just really didn't know that I was there. Or she didn't care, and she was like separate in darkness.
Whenever I'm in the bathroom, specifically pooping,
Oh.
like, because I don't pee in the toilet. What? I don't
Where do you
usually...
pee?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Oh, no.
I have a jar on my desk that I just... No.
I'm disgusted.
But...
Sorry.
What?
At least you know where it is, and it's not just a whole ass trash can.
Shut up. Alright, context. I did pee in a trash can once because I couldn't find my ID card and I couldn't get into the... Well, okay, so I need the ID card. I have to buzz into the bathroom and I couldn't find my ID card, and every second that grew I had to pee more. So I was looking frantically for my wallet, and it was like 3 a.m, and I'm like knocking shit over, trying not to wake up my roommate and all that. And then finally I could not find my wallet. So I couldn't get in the bathroom. So I was like, all right, alternatives time.
What if someone woke up?
Then, sorry, buckaroo.
You'd be like, hey, bud, I'm sorry about this, but
Well, I was going to take...
just look away.
I was going to take roommate X's wallet, or like ID card, and try to figure that whole dealio out, but I could not. So, yes, I didn't want to take his ID because that would have been rude, and he would have been like, what if he had to pee, you know? What do you do then? So, alternatives time, I had to pee.
in a trash can.
Yes, I peed in the trash can because I had no other place to go, and that's all I did. I just I peed in the trash can, and then immediately after I took it out because I didn't want it to stink. Stunk. Doo dun dun. You're a mean one.
They all
Mr.
like that.
Green. What? Everyone
Everyone
liked
liked
that. I put yes. So I threw away the. I put a yes. So I put the trash can away. Not the trash can, the bag that I peed in. I tied it up real tight so that whoever was taking out the next trash didn't have to touch my pee. And then I put it in like the trash area, the trash room. I'm not proud of it. It happened. As I was saying.
It's an experience.
Yes. I don't pee in the urinal. I don't pee in the toilet stalls. That's what I meant to say. I only pee in the urinal. But, like, if I'm taking a shit and I have to pee, I don't, like, quickly get up and go to the urinal and then come back down and sit down in the shitter. So...
It's a 2-in-1.
If I only have to pee, I use urinal. I don't know why anyone cares, but I do that. But here's the part that I'm getting at. I want to know if people, like, if you're taking the massive number 2 and you, like, somebody walks in, I guess I wonder if it's different for girls. That's what I'm getting at. You're taking a shit and somebody comes in and you hear them come in. Do you stop at all excretions? Because I do. Because I'm self-conscious. Because one time I was at a football game at my high school and I was deucing. As men and women do, as all people any age.
Only men. Girls
only
don't
men.
poop.
What? Girls don't poop. And I was deucing, and you heard the massive backsplash of the turd, and the guy in the stall next to me went plop. He said it, and immediately I'm like, all right, I'm done now. I can't poop with anyone else in this room now. Heather's trying her best not to laugh. You can laugh.
That was amazing.
No, it's not. It scarred me.
I'm sorry,
Now I can't
you
poop.
ruined your life that morning. That day.
If anyone hears me poop, or like, if I'm like, oh damn it, somebody heard that, then I cannot poop. That's just the way it be. That's the way it be.
I guess if we're going into this, it started out as started off with a kiss. How did it? But okay.
Every kiss begins with K.
What?
Every kiss begins with K.
Yes. And I'm sorry. I went. Okay, my sister would go into the bathroom and just like hang out there, and so I was like, you know what? I want to talk to my sister. So I would just like go into the bathroom with her and like sit on the tub or like the sink or something, and we would just have a little chat. And now I just still do that. Like whenever I come home, I'm just like, welcome home. Like just walk into the bathroom, and she's like, I stop. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't. I need to sit here. And I'm gonna push this back because goddamn. And
I think it's just your laughs. Your laughs are coming in hot.
But I'm still creating. It's fine. From now on, it's gonna be good. And I promise.
Okay.
I can't promise that. Oh no. No problems.
What? What's
Problems.
fine? Are you sliding?
No. Okay.
Oh wow.
And so everything's fixed now. But okay, so I still do that. The other way around, it does not work. She cannot come into the bathroom with me. I refuse.
Why?
I don't know. Well, okay.
Is there a reason
I
or?
judge you, my friend.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm like self-conscious because I'm like, I don't want people to know that I do things.
Do things?
I don't go to the bathroom.
Excrete?
I don't have to go to the bathroom. I never have to go.
Oozes from my body.
Oh,
in every orifice I have.
Good God.
That's what Heather says.
Nope.
That's how the Heather do.
That's why I'm on a podcast and not TV.
Because there's constantly sweat, but it's poop, dripping from her body.
What a concept.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Is there a gag over here? But like, are you in the same boat as me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would never want someone to hear me. Like sometimes I'm like, you know what? I don't give a shit. Like I'm not gonna look at them. I'm just gonna like try to
look at them. Who's
like,
in there with you?
Once I get out of the stall, like I don't want to get out at the same time. Like I want no one to know that I was the one in the bathroom.
Absolutely. No, I totally agree. What? I totally understand and agree this. I totally and agree.
Yeah, it's just it's not something I like to just do.
Yeah. Did I tell you about my friend who didn't poop for a week? Out of his choice.
That's a problem.
Okay, yeah. So this man, he who should not be named, decided. So we all went to a camp together. Him and I, went to a camp. It was called. I'm not gonna say the place. And we were at a college, not this college, but a college campus. And for context, this man doesn't poop in anywhere but his own home and his best friend's house. He refuses to poop anywhere else, which makes trips away from home hard, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So I didn't know about this, and this is how I met this kid. We're at the camp, and at the end, like 2 days before we were leaving, or maybe the day before we left, he's like, "Sam, I have something to tell you." I'm like, "What is it?" Not like in an annoyed way. I was just like, "What's up?" And he's like,
What is it?
What is wrong with you? I was like, what's up? And he's like, I haven't pooped since the day we left. I'm like, really? I'm like, are you constipated? Like, can I do anything for you?
Can you just work it out?
Yeah. Do you have to like squeeze your abdomen and like?
Yes.
And he's like, no, there's nothing you can do. I don't like pooping in other places that I'm not like, I can't, he's basically, yeah, he's like, I can't poop in places that I don't live or my friend's house. So I'm like, this is a problem. This is a great problem. I'm like, is it like a fear, like a phobia, or like, is this like weird quirk you got? I almost said kink. And and he's like, no, it's, I don't like to. Like, I'm uncomfortable. It makes me feel weird. I just don't. I'm like, I guess I understand that, but I was just,
you gotta
fix that,
that,
bro. Yeah. But, butt puns, poop. I love fart and poop jokes. What was it? I guess that's all the conversation that I needed to have with that. There's a jacket on the wall, and I definitely thought it was just a dude chilling there. Wait. It might be. I don't know. It hasn't moved in a while, so I'm going to say no.
I reminded myself. As a child in like elementary school, I never wanted to go to the bathroom at school. Because every time that I did, like if people were in the bathroom, they would like look in between the doors, and I'm like, God damn it! I'm like, as a 6-year-old child, I was like, get the fuck out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
They're just like going in there chilling, or they'll just be like, hi, who's in here? And I'm like, why do you care?
I hate when people ask, who's in here? Who's in the bathroom? And I'm like,
well,
don't worry about it.
I'm like, just keep to yourself, man.
My favorite thing to, like, I'm not, sorry, did you want to finish that statement? What one of my favorite things to do is like think of funny ways to respond to people when they knock on the door of the bathroom.
No one can just say, "Oh, sorry, I'm in here."
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. 'Cause like before it's just like, and I'm just like, yes. As if they're like, oh yes, I was just trying to use the bathroom. I'm like, I'm sorry, good sir, I'm currently using this. They're like, oh, I understand, goodbye. And it's just like, oh, sorry. Also, that's the other thing. What do you say on the other side? When you knock, somebody says, yup. Or something like that.
I think it's usually just been like, oh, I'm sorry. It's okay.
The first and only time I ever knocked on the door before I went in was at a family party with my grandpa on my mom's side was there. And I knocked on the door. I didn't hear anything. So I walked in, and my grandpa was there, and he looked up, and he said, oh, hi, Sam, how are you? And I was like, Grandpa, oh my gosh. He's like, I didn't hear you knock. And I'm like, can I leave now? Like, is this done? Is this conversation over?
Did you walk in, like, close the door behind you or something?
No, I walked in, and, like, I had the door about halfway open, and then as the conversation started, I'm like, I can't leave now. That's rude.
Oh my God.
So I continued to talk, and I'm like, I'm gonna go now. Like, I'll let you finish up. And
like, hey, Sammy boy, have a seat.
Have a seat. Let me tell you a story. No, but afterwards, like after he got out, and like at both of us, I guess, not like at the same time, but after I went in and came out, or he came out first, then I went in and came out. He was like, yeah, Sam just walked in on me while he had an elaborate name for junk, as in genitals, and he's like, he walked in on me while I had my junk out, and I'm like, thank you, Grandpa. The whole world needed to hear this.
I don't know why this is so funny to me.
And
this in the
yeah, plop. But I think I know the kid that said plop anyway. But I'm like, Grandpa, none of this needs to be said. Please stop talking.
Please, this was a secret, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Pee-pee, no.
My favorite thing to say on the other side, when I'm in the shitter and if somebody knocks on the door, my favorite thing to say is vacant.
Vacant?
Well, I guess the other way around. I'm
I say
vacant.
occupied.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I say.
Yeah, as soon as I learned the word occupied, I thought that that's like what I should just say. I'm like,
Yeah.
if it's on a little porta potty, then
Yeah.
that's probably what I should say. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, occupied. They're like, oh, sorry.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, hello? And
But
then I'll
go,
either say,
"Hi?"
yeah, I'll either say hello or like hi or something like that, or I'll say like, someone's in here.
Someone's in here.
John Mulaney.
Yeah.
Or I'll be
I
like,
think someone actually walked in on me one time. And
recently?
I just like,
Someone's
no.
in here. Someone's in here.
No, I like was in like a department store and then I went to the bathroom and someone just like walked in and I was like, oh my god! I was like, I thought I locked it. They're like, you probably did. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
My god. But yeah, that was scarring.
Our bathroom at the high school, the latch was there, like the locking mechanism, but it was like the gap between the door was too wide for it to actually do anything. So like both pieces of the lock were there, but neither of them did anything. And somebody was well aware of it because they were like, that's not my job, and left it the way it was.
Oh my god.
So, that was also like a constant fear. So like, whenever I was pooping, which was, I think I did like 3 times in the whole high school career, I'd be at a complete acute angle with my hips, and then I'd have my both hands against the door, as if I was bracing for something while I'm pooping. And the bathroom was like the toilet was like 4 feet away from the door of the stall. So I'm like I said, acute angle here. Hands braced against the door as if I'm receiving something or something demon child is coming out of my asshole. I was once again like trying to keep it back. As she's crying in terror. Which is also appropriate.
It's so funny. Oh my god, just like you just want to do your business in private and you're just like so
Yeah, like if somebody were to like look over the stall or something and they saw me completely bracing the front door with my head down, like in a complete like not acceptance mood, but like a, I don't even know, like a bow, if you will. That's not where I was going though. My favorite answer on the inside of the toilet, on the inside of the stall when somebody knocks or something is come back with a warrant. That's one of my favorites. Someone's like, get back with a warrant.
I'm gonna say that. Oh my god, I'm gonna steal it.
There's other things you can do. I think I posted it on my Facebook because I saw it online, but I was now crying. I have more poop stories, or just bathroom stories. Apparently these are my favorite.
When I was back in elementary school, but the reason
Okay. The reason back when
due to the fact that I never wanted to go into the bathroom at all.
Yes.
I suffered from many UTIs as a small child because I just would hold it for an entire day.
Oh my gosh.
And a small child like myself cannot do that. And so I got this like really, really bad kidney infection and I had to go into the hospital and the entire time I just didn't understand why I was there.
Yeah.
Like for a while.
What did your parents tell you?
Well, they told me, but I just didn't understand.
You're like,
and I was like, I
whatever.
don't know. Like they didn't tell me like, well, you didn't pee. So I just I went to the like I remembered having like all the UTIs, whatever, and I thought that I was just being like a little kid and like things were like I was exaggerating. Like thinking back on it, I thought I was just exaggerating. Oh my god, no, I'm not. It's terrible. And I went to the doctor, and then and the doctor came back. She's like, "Hi." So she's talking to my mom, and she's like, "So the hospital is waiting for you."
Oh my god, you went straight to the hospital?
Yeah,
for
we
that?
had to go straight to the hospital because they were like, "You should have been in the hospital like a week ago."
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, "Fuck." So
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I did that, and then I had my first IV, and it sucked. And
Whenever people, okay, in the context of what we're talking about right now, you said IV, and I thought of, what's the thing they put in your pee hole?
catheter?
Yes.
No.
But
you
I
did
mean,
not get a catheter.
if you combine the two situations, I guess. But anyway.
But yeah, that was a thing. I
Well,
really
what
enjoyed
did they
my
do?
hospital. Like, they just had to fill me with fluids.
Until you couldn't hold
I was
anymore?
okay. No,
Until
sorry.
your bladder exploded?
No, okay, hold on. I had a really bad kidney infection, and I was severely dehydrated, and I
Oh.
didn't know that.
What else is new, though?
Seriously. Oh my god, I don't know why I have such a hard time, like, just holding some water. we gotta get out of here. But, yeah, so that was a great experience for me. My sister came with a bunch of stuffed animals. My neighbors came with a little stuffed bunny and a coloring book, but they put the IV in my right arm, and I
Oh, so you
couldn't
couldn't
bend my arm.
I hated
so
it. You can, but you just...
They
it
told me that I
feels-
couldn't, so
really?
as a child I was like,
Yeah.
I can't move
You
my
had to stiff
arm.
arm it?
Yeah. Yeah.
When I was at when I had my concussion, they put IVs and stuff in me, and like they gave me like the flexible needle kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's like it goes in obviously to your elbow thingy, and then you like if you bend it, the tube also bends.
Yeah.
But you can definitely feel it.
Oh,
And-
well, I just didn't know what that was. So when they took it out,
Oh.
I thought it was gonna feel the same, and I thought it was gonna be like an actual needle, but they would like, and I was like, ugh, what the hell is that? But yeah.
I hated because I bent my elbow once and like oh I'm not doing that again. So,
Oh, that's also the hospital experience where my mom was sleeping in like the corner,
mhm.
and I was in my little hospital bed that I had all to myself, and she put on a movie which I thought was Oliver and Company because I just knew that it was like it had dogs in it. It's I don't know. They gave me like a little VHS and like wheeled in the little TV. And so I had that. I was like, that's the one that I want because I thought it was that.
Yeah.
It was actually All Dogs Go to Heaven, and I hated it. I was kind of like my mom was sleeping, and I was like, I hate this movie.
That's great.
But
Well, it's
also, talking about concussions, I'm pretty sure that I've had multiple concussions
we
as a
talked
child.
about this already.
Yes, like when I was really little, like you know when you like look at your feet when you're running,
What? No.
like when you're a kid. Did you ever do that?
No,
I used to
never.
look at my feet all the time when I was running because I was just so fascinated by how I
Yeah.
was moving. And I was in the parking lot and I was looking at my feet and I run directly into a car. My head like hits the back of the car and then it like bumps off
Oh
and
my
it goes
God.
onto the cement and I like bounce my head off the asphalt
Oh
and then
my
I
gosh.
just like I'm like yeah.
Oh
And
my
my
gosh.
mom's like, are you okay? And then I calm down and I'm fine. But like I could have had a concussion then.
I hate that.
And then also when I was a kid, I was at my friend's birthday party and she had a really shitty like tree swing.
Tree swing.
Are you asking? It's a swing that's on the tree.
Was it the tire kind or was it?
It was
like
it was not a tire. It was
rope and then
it
plank.
was two ropes going down into one piece of wood, but it like a regular swing has like a little like little V's
Yeah,
on each side
like
so that it
triangles, yeah.
so it can keep up. Yes, so it can keep the
seat
the
facing
seat.
upward.
Yeah, yes. And that didn't. It was just like one on each side, and so you had to keep yourself up the entire time.
Yeah.
I was swinging. They went back inside, and I fell backwards, and my head hit the ground so hard that I felt things like move in my head.
Yeah.
And then my vision was black for a little bit, and then I saw stars, and then it slowly like
yeah.
like I don't know how to. I
Like
don't know.
zoomed out.
Yeah, basically they zoomed out, and then I was like, and I got up and I had a really bad headache for a while, and then I was like, hey, Madison, you play soccer, right? Do you know what a concussion is? So we talked
so
about
nobody
that.
saw it? Like, nobody was there?
Nobody was there. It was just me.
Oh, my God.
And so I was just, like, on the ground, and I was, like,
Oh my
trying to deal with that. I was like, am I blind now?
You definitely could have just, like, knowing me as a kid, I would have just been like, my
I
head
was
kinda
so
hurts, but
afraid to
whatever.
fall asleep that night, because, like, all I had heard is, like, if you get a concussion, you're going to fall asleep, you're going to die. And so, like, it was a sleepover, and I, like, already had a really hard time falling asleep other places, but I was just, like, in my chair, like,
Yeah.
don't fall asleep. But I did, and I'm fine. But I know that after that, I started getting worse in school, and I couldn't focus that well. So, perhaps
Maybe brain damage?
brain damage? Question mark.
Yeah, right? I
That's
know
where I'm
that...
at. And then I got really depressed. Go
Great.
on.
I know that when I got... Oh, this is the owner of the studio here. I don't remember his name, but he's a
Should I
great...
take my feet off then?
Yes, just
Okay.
in case. But
Sorry, I just wanted to be comfortable.
I don't remember his name, but he's just such a great guy.
Is it David Letterman himself?
Yeah, David Letterman himself is here with the
Oh
big
my god,
beard.
I can't believe it.
I don't want to be staring at him when he comes in, or just
Well
stares,
then,
or if he'll come in.
don't.
I don't know if he's gonna come in, but I'm just gonna keep talking.
Look in my eyes. Let's talk. It's
No, I
just
don't
you
wanna.
and me here.
I don't like prolonged eye contact.
Oh my god.
Um,
Bo Burnham would hate.
I know he would. When I got my concussion, we're gonna talk about it again, I guess.
Great. Did we
Long
talk
story
about it
short, yes. While I was running in the gym, we're doing what we called suicides, inappropriately named. And me and my friends were just messing around, and we were pretending to trip each other, except for one kid who did trip me. And he tripped me right as I was approaching the previous wall, the one that didn't have padding.
Yeah.
And he tripped me, my head hit the cement brick wall, and I was passed out for 5 minutes, which is kind of long when you're passed out.
I forgot that we talked about this. So I was
Yes.
like, your son.
What?
What did the gym teachers say?
Oh yeah, so like Mr. Roeder, this like 6'7", probably 180-pound massive man.
My uncle. Go on.
Your uncle, he's got a booming voice, such like a large voice, if you
My
will.
father.
Yeah, his name was Heather Bowling. His name was Alan Bowling. No, but like as like a godly figure, he's hovering over me and says, "Higgins, we've got the ambulance on the way." As if he was like
Santa Claus?
announcing a baseballer game or something. He like hovering over me, and that was the male gym teacher because we had to have separate ones. Mr. Roeder was my gym teacher, and then Mrs. Bow was our female gym teacher because we had locker rooms and we had to have somebody in each locker room, and they couldn't be the same gender or sad gender.
Oh, we didn't have people in the locker room.
That's probably bad. Anyway,
Moving
I think like that was like a Monday, and then that Thursday somebody else also got a concussion because they tried to step over the bench in the locker room and they hit their head on a locker.
Oh my god. I can picture that. Just in
Yes.
like the old locker room that I had, like where there's just a bench in the middle.
Yeah, well, no, the bench was like right next to each of the lockers.
Yeah.
So she tried to step either on or over the locker or the bench, and then whatever
That's
she was trying to do, she didn't do, and then.
Well, okay, mine was really crowded. It was like, it's like we all had to get out at the same time because like they had the lockers and then their little cement benches, I guess.
Yeah.
And then there was a little walkway and then a bench in the middle,
That's terrible.
also made of cement.
Ours were
It was
like
terrifying.
ours were metal poles and then wood on the top. But finishing my concussion, Higgins, the ambulance is on the way. And I'm like, thank you, Mr. Roeder. And I begin to sit up, and he's like, no. And he braces my chest, and he's like, don't get up. You might pass out again if you get up. And like, this is all in the booming voice, but I'm done with it now. And he
You're
not
gonna
pushes
die,
me.
Higgins.
Yes, Higgins, you're gonna die if you fall asleep. No. So he not pushes me back down, but like assists me back to the floor. And I'm gonna start saying that when like
Encourage you.
yeah,
encourages
gravity
you to
assisted him
lie
back down. But like he got me back on the ground, and I waited for about probably 7 to 10 minutes of just me laying down, like humming to myself, legs crossed, just kind of chilling, and looking at the ceiling because I had nothing better to do. And they came out with the stretcher, the gurney, is that what you call it?
Sure.
and they rolled me onto it, and I was like, do you want like help? Do you want me to like roll onto it or like get up or something? And they're like, no, we're paid to do this. We can do it. I'm like, okay. So I ended up like getting on the stretcher, and then they wheeled me off. And then my mom was at work, so she didn't like pick up the phone when they called, the school called. But the office ladies knew my mom because my mom was a teacher. So she was like, the office lady was like, "Hey Jeanette, no big rush, but was like, Sam had a little accident today, and we need you to come pick him up. Just give us a call back whenever you can." And like totally like calm, which is probably good.
Yeah.
But my mom was like, "Oh, he hit a kid or something like that."
He hit a kid.
And she called back, my mom, and my mom called back. She called back. My mom.
Okay,
she was the one that called back. And she was like, what did Sam do? I know I got that call, but what did he do? Just punish him. Just like give him a detention or something. And the lady at the front desk was like, oh, he had a concussion, and now he's at the hospital. And my mom begins to freak out and is like, what hospital? What happened? Is he okay? And she's like, it's okay, Mrs. Higgins. He's okay. He's just at the hospital right now. Or no, at the time I was in the ambulance because it was like right before school ended. So I think I like had an absence for that day, which is kind of shit, but whatever. So my mom like sped and got behind the ambulance somehow, and she like got the police escort from the ambulance basically, and then she was there when I got there, and then I was like, but Mom, my phone and my like pants and like my school books, they're still at the school. And then apparently my aunt went back to the school and got it all and made friends with all of my friends.
That's wonderful.
So that was that. I guess that's that story. You had something though, and you put your arms up in the air.
Yes.
And you probably forgot about it.
Locker room. Okay, so in 5th grade, I tried to join the basketball team.
Yes.
I was not good at it. But I survived the first round of cuts, so I still got to play in a couple games.
Nice.
And we went to this one school. I can't remember where it was. But I, for the longest time, was like, I need a room to change. I don't want to change out in front of everyone else, even though they're all doing it. I hate the expression, like, we're all girls here.
My mom used to say that. We're like, we're all boys. You all got the same parts. No change.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah, but they're different.
Yeah.
Also, I was an early bloomer. And so I was very uncomfortable the entire time. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to go to the bathroom. Like, that's what I usually do. I would just go to the bathroom to change. But their bathroom, they didn't really have stalls. They had like little like blocks in front of each toilet and like a tiny little door. But you could sit down.
Yes.
And I could just look at the person next to me.
That's how it was when I was at that college, at that camp. If I was using the bathrooms, because they were public bathrooms, so you can go in and use a stall. And if I just looked left or right, I could make eye contact with anyone who was the same height as me.
Exactly.
But I'm only 6'1".
Like the door, the little walls were like up to my shoulders, maybe.
Oh.
And I was like, I can't.
Sitting or standing?
Sitting.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like,
that means if you stood, you could see everyone.
Exactly. So
well, I know that's the point, but
terrifying. Yeah. So I was like, oh my fucking God. Like, I cannot get changed like this.
Yeah.
And so, like, I had to put, like, my shirt over my shirt and take it off, like, underneath. It was so bad. I did not want to do that. It was very, very uncomfortable the entire time. And, and so I ended up just putting my normal clothes over my uniform after. Because I was like, I can't do that again.
Yeah.
And, so that was that. But then also, I went to this drive-in over the summer, and the bathroom there, it was interesting.
Like a drive-in what?
Theater.
That's okay. That's what I thought.
Movie theater. And if the stall door had like a working lock, which mine didn't, I had to just hold it.
Yeah.
Uh,
The same like power
the
move I was
door,
in.
yeah, the door had like
Mhm.
it stopped at my knees, which means that the important part is open to the world, and there was a
Oh.
child just walking over and going into my stall.
No.
Yes.
No way.
And I was like, no. And the mom was like, oh my god, like, get over here. And I'm like, he was in my stall.
He saw my cooter.
He saw my cooter.
That's actually terrible.
I hated it. I was like, take your fucking kid. As a child, I don't think I ever wanted to, like, just go into someone's stall. I know why I'm there. I know why everyone else is
Yeah.
here. I'm not going to go in and just like, you want your pee, please?
Right. The one time I was
Which is why I also hate kids. Go on.
yes, I was all the urinals were full, and I decided to use a stall, and I went into the stall, and I was peeing in the toilet, and
On the wall.
on the wall. I was peeing on the wall in the little. I was peeing behind the wall,
Please, just go
over
on.
the wall into the next stall, into the next toilet. No, but like I hear like this little like of like just like hands pitter pattering on the floor. And I'm like, there's just like a barefoot kid running around or something. And I turn around and this kid is like underneath the stall wall, and he's looking up from behind me, thank God. But like I turn around about to walk out and I see this like demon child looking up at me, and I'm like, holy shit! And I almost booted the damn kid's head.
I always had the urge to like kick him.
The kids in general at that moment.
Yes, actually. But there was a kid that ran. There would actually have been a couple kids in my life who have just run full force into my legs, and then they fall over and I don't move, and I'm like,
Yeah.
What do you think was
That
gonna
happens
happen?
in public. There was one time that somebody thought I was their dad. Like a kid thought I was their dad and came up and held my hand.
Oh no.
And I'm like,
so cute.
I looked
I
around.
also hate it.
We're at Walmart.
Okay.
And well, the thing is if a kid comes up and holds my hand, then I look like a predator. Like the dad's gonna turn around and be like, "What the hell?" But
let go of my child.
yeah, so I gotta take care of this. No, but like I was at Walmart and this kid came up and held my hand, and I had like Josh or someone with me, and they just like they was looking at something. They're like, "Dad, I want this," and then like was holding my like 2 fingers or something, and then looked up at me, and started bawling. And then I look over to the right at the dad, which had like a similar figure to me, and I'm like, I'm sorry, she thought I was you, and she came over and held my hand. And the dad was understanding. He's like, yeah, it's not the first time she's done it. And I'm like,
No.
that's a problem, right? Like,
Yeah.
like going up and just grabbing other people's hands. So, anyway, like I think I've done it as a kid too.
I did it.
And
know
I
did.
still like not grab people's hands, but if I'm at Walmart or something and somebody looks like my mom from the back, then I'll come up and be. There was one time there was one time I tapped this woman on the shoulder and I'm like, hey ma, check this out, and she turns around, obviously not my mother, and says, I'm sorry, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I thought you were my mom.
No, I did it as a small child, and it's affected me to this day.
What, the whole like?
I was on the ground, like legs, like knees together, legs apart.
Oh gosh.
Like feet apart.
I like
And,
the W sit.
The W sit, and I was just like sitting there looking at the sunglasses. It was
Yes.
just like, and my mom was originally to my left,
Mhm.
and I guess I didn't pay attention to her move over to my right, like down the hallway and or down the aisle, and this other lady took her spot.
Oh.
And was looking at the sunglasses there, and I just like grab on. I don't look up. I grab onto her legs, and then I'm like, I'm not getting the usual like head pat, so I like look up, and it's not my mom,
no.
and I'm like,
what did the mother do?
She was like looking at me, and then I like I'm still holding on, and I look over and I look at my mom, and my mom's like.
Heather?
She's just like, are you okay? Like, Heather? And so I like just go away from the woman and I like go onto my mom's leg. I'd like offer no explanation, but
Yes.
my mom's just like, oh no. And then the lady's
old
like,
were
oh,
you?
it's okay. Like, probably like 3 or 4.
Okay.
Very small.
Yes.
When I could do the W sit. And I can do it now, but it hurts so
I'd
bad.
break my damn knees.
Break my damn knees. I can't do that.
Oh, Canada.
Oh no.
I just said no, Canada.
I heard you. I thought
No,
it was
Canada.
wrong. Oh, Canada. Yeah, my art teacher just said Holy Joe's.
Holy
She's
Joe's?
like, that's a Midwesterner thing. And I was like, I've never heard
I've
that.
never heard that either.
But,
that sounds like a southern restaurant. It sells like sloppy
Yeah.
joes or something.
Oh my god.
Y'all ever been to Holy Joe's?
Holy Joe's?
Man, they got the best celery. Celery, what the hell?
I don't know. But it's affected me because I every time that I just kind of like think that I know that this is like my father in public or like any family member, whatever, just my dad.
Yes.
I like look at them and I'm like, what if that wasn't them? I'm like, I gotta really like pay attention.
Yeah.
And like I just started forgetting what all of my loved ones look like. And I was like, what's happening?
Yeah.
I had a stroke. And like now every time, like I can't just go like, Sarah, like look at this. Or like not looking at them and just like tapping their shoulder or something, trying to get their attention. I have to like make sure that it's them.
Yes.
And then like go, hello, sister of mine. Look at this.
Woman.
Are you a stranger? Or my loved one?
Have you ever gotten lost at a store or something?
I mean, probably. I've gotten lost at Six Flags.
I know specifically, I was at a
terrifying.
Walmart maybe? Or like just some grocery store, or just like a large establishment.
Did you have to do the Jeanette Higgins?
Yes. I was at Walmart.
Yay.
I'm pretty sure it was Walmart. And I had no clue what to do. Me, a lost infant. And, like,
Wait, how old were you?
5 maybe.
Okay.
I could walk and I was stable. That's all I know. And I could talk.
I could walk
Barely.
when I was 1. So, I mean, I hope you could walk by
Yeah.
5.
So me,
I forget how kids work sometimes, too.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Me, this little like Christmas Story looking kid, because I look like the kid from Christmas Story when I was young. You know, with the glasses and the blonde hair.
Wait. What?
A Christmas Story?
I know. Oh,
Ralphie?
wait, yes. Sorry.
Yes.
I started
I look
thinking of Home Alone. I was like...
No, not him. I didn't look like Macaulay Culkin. Thank God. No
I was
offense,
like, his
Macaulay
brother
Culkin.
had the glasses.
Yeah.
Go on.
Do you hear that Macaulay Culkin changed his middle name? Do you want to know what it is?
What is it?
It's hard to say. Macaulay Culkin. It's just more Culkins. No. It's his name twice. It's Macaulay Culkin. Which is hard to say if you say it a lot. Also, if you have a hard time saying your C's and K's sometimes.
Why on earth would he do that? Okay, go on.
No, he had other people choose it. Like he was on Twitter and he's like, I got nothing better to do.
Go on.
What's my middle name?
Oh, speaking of nothing better to do.
Shut up. So, what was I? Oh, me, this little Ralphie from A Christmas Story, walks up to the. I think I went to a cashier first, and I'm like, "Have you seen my mom?"
Oh. Because everyone knows your parents.
Yeah, right, and you assume so.
That's so cute. I'm sorry.
So
I'm gonna cry for some reason.
So I went, and they're like, "Oh, let me take you over to the service desk." And I went to the service desk, and I'm like, "Have you seen my mom?"
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna shed a tear. I don't know why.
And they're like,
I've seen like the little
yeah.
pictures of you like at your house, and they're so
Yeah.
precious. I'm just trying to picture it. Go on.
And they're like, "No, honey, what does she look like?" And I was like, I don't know. I was like, "She's got brown hair." And that's all I said because I don't know any other specific things about my mom at the time. And she's like, "Okay, sweetie, let me help you find her." And like, I just sat there for a little bit. And I'm assuming she called the employees or something and was like, "Hey, one with the brown hair. I don't know, looking for a kid named Sam."
Yeah.
And eventually, I just kind of sat there, like me dangling my little feet off the chair.
So cute.
And they're like, "Honey, we don't know where your mom's at right now, but we're gonna say it over the big speaker, and hopefully she'll come over here." And I'm like, "Okay." So like me, like oblivious to anything going on, just okay.
Okay.
So they like went over the service desk or over the loudspeaker, and the woman's like kind of chuckling to herself. She's like, "Jeanette Higgins, can you come to the service desk, please, to pick up your son, Jeanette Higgins?" And my mom like kind of embarrassed, like walking over to the service desk, and she's like, "There you are. Where did you go?" And I'm like, I don't know. So, apparently my mom says that she just totally forgot I was with her.
That would be me.
So-
if I ever had like my sister's kids or something with me.
Right. I was like, so like, I think she was looking at clothes or something, or maybe in like a dressing room or something. Or that's probably how she lost me, because she went to a dressing room and I was just wandering about.
She was like, Sam, stay here.
Yes.
And then you did not.
No. So
Oh my
she
God.
came and got me, and that was the end of it. But another shopping story. As a child, I really, really, really wanted those little mac and cheese that had the special shapes in there, like the Star Wars characters or like the Cars characters or something.
Yes.
So, the one that I had on my mind was the SpongeBob ones. And I really, really wanted the SpongeBob shaped noodles with the mac and cheese. And me as a kid thought, I'll just put these in the cart, and they'll buy them because I'm a child.
That's how it works. Things go in the cart, they're getting bought.
And they're mine now. No, but so I put the SpongeBob mac and cheese box in the cart, and we get to the desk, and it's like a local grocery store, so it's like it's not big enough for them to like run and put it on the shelf or something, or them just put it back. So either my dad or my mom got really mad at me for putting those in the cart, and they're like, did you put these in the cart? And I'm like, yeah, I really want those. And they're like, that's basically stealing. I'm like, no, it's not. You're about to buy them.
You watch everything happen. You go,
Yeah.
like, no, not those.
Yeah, right. So
That's stealing.
because both of my parents, primarily my dad, are like, first off, the people I hate at grocery stores.
Oh, I was
They-
like, your
yeah,
parents?
I just hate my
them.
father. No, and no, I'm kidding. And like they watch the little screen that has all the prices on there. I mean, I understand why you do that, but it's just such a burden to the cashier folk. So like he like watches the thing like a hawk, and then he's like, SpongeBob mac and cheese. SpongeBob mac and cheese, what? And then he saw it, and he's like, oh, Samuel. So, but yes, that's that story. Have you ever been lost at a Walmart or anything?
I don't remember. But I know that I got lost at Six Flags. And it was,
That's probably scarier.
oh God, it was terrifying. I actually handled myself pretty damn well, if I do say so myself.
How
But
so?
like, there were two groups that were heading off. Like they were splitting up. Like two guys that I wanted to hang out with were going on this roller coaster that I wasn't gonna go on, but I was like, I'll just hold your stuff. And so like I went with them, but they just like ran directly into the line, and I like wasn't there. I was like, okay, like I guess I'll just wait here for them. Like the other group went to this other ride, and and so I was waiting, and then I was waiting for a really long time, and I was like, I haven't even seen anyone come out this way, so obviously the exit is like on the other side, and it's been way too long,
Yeah.
so they're gone.
Yeah.
And so I had no idea like what to do, and I was like, oh no, and I got up and I was like, okay, find someone in charge. So I was walking around and was like, why can I not see anyone in uniform? And then I finally found someone. I used to remember the name of the little shop that they had, but now I don't. I just know it was a bead store.
A bean?
A little bead
Oh, bead.
with a D.
Yes.
And I went up and I was like, I'm lost. And they're like, what? And I was like, I have no idea where the people I came in with are, and I'm very scared.
Fair.
And I do not have a phone. And they're like, oh, okay. And like they really just didn't know what to do. And I'm like, shouldn't you be trained for that? But then they got this guy who like was carrying like those little trash can things like that you see in like cafeterias.
Yeah.
And so they were like, just walk with this guy, like he'll take you, whatever. And I was like, okay. So I started walking with him. Smelled like actual shit. And I was like, this is unfortunate.
You smelled like shit, or
He
you?
did. And I was like, but I was walking with him, and then I magically found someone. like, that I knew. And I was like, oh my God, I know him. Like, I'm gonna go with him. And he's like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. And then I sit down, and then he's like, oh, hey, Heather, what's up? And I was like, and like started crying.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I'm so relieved. I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't cry the entire time. I just like held on. I was like, I'm not gonna cry, because I really couldn't, like, at the time.
Yeah.
Because, like, for most of it, I think I was, like, starting off when I realized that I was, like, lost, I was really, like, mad. And then, I was, like, trying to find people, and I couldn't find anyone, so I was, like, digging my nails into my hands, and I was like, fuck. I was like, do not cry.
Yeah.
And then I found someone, and then I was doing okay, and then I saw him, and once I knew that everything was, like, okay, and, like, eventually I would meet up with all the people that I was with, like, then I'd be okay. But as soon as I started talking, I just started bawling my eyes out.
Oh.
I was like, you just gotta let me cry for a second, and then I'll be okay. But then, like, he was like, okay. And it was just, like, chilling. And I was like, you don't care? Okay. But, like, after I told you not to care, you don't care.
Yeah, right.
But, yeah, that was the story of how I got lost. And apparently my sister, who was also there, when she found out, like, they met up with the guys, they were like, hey, where's Heather? And they were like, and she was like,
Who's Heather?
my sister that I love dearly, where is she? And they're like, we thought, we don't know. and she was just like, you fucking idiot. I was like, God damn it, you need to find my sister right now. And, like, they weren't really, like, trying that hard. So that's great for me. And so she's gone on with a grudge against them. But, yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly, props to you for keeping it together until you found your people.
Props to me. But, my God, I think I can, like, handle myself in, like, emergency situations, but once I know that everything's okay, the relief tears come, and they do not stop for a very long time.
Well, I guess we'll wrap this one up.
So many things to talk about. Okay.
That's okay. We'll keep those for future episodes.
Okay. But I want to talk about them now.
What?
I want to talk about them now. Go on.
We can talk about, well, if there weren't people outside the door, I'd say we could do a back-to-back episode. Not like outside the door, but like those people are still there and they're stressing me out. So we're going to wrap this one up. All right, y'all. Thanks for listening to Don't You Hate It.
Oh my God. Please say that again.
Don't You Hate It.
Don't you hate it?
I'm Sam, and this is Heather, and we've never done a proper intro or outro. It's always been somebody playing us out. Do you have anything to play us out, or should we actually...
No, I don't.
Epic Sax Man? Alright, we're going to actually have it put...
Stop!
Sorry.
No, God damn it. I listened to the last one, and I hated it. I had to stop it early.
The mouth noises?
Yes, I was trying to go to sleep, and then all your fucking mouth noises. Stop it. No. It's appalling. I'm appalled.
Alright, that's the end of it, y'all. See ya.
Bye.